Sports with your host Jay Pops. Guys, we're back. We're back. Texas A&M lost, of course, right? And they lost to Auburn in overtime, 43 to 41, right? So, guys, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, this is Thanksgiving week. I am off of work all week long, so I'll be coming back to you guys again on tomorrow, probably at around like the same time. I won't be doing anything on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, of course, but I will be here, okay? I will be here. So, guys, what are we looking at going forward, man? Which was a pretty crazy weekend. Number one, A&M lost in overtime while being down 21-0 in the first two quarters. The first quarter alone, where it was 14-0 Auburn, and then come the second quarter, it's 21-0 Auburn. If I didn't know any better, I think every A&M fan around the country was like, man, I'm finna turn that damn game off. That's it. That's it. I can't watch this anymore. I don't know what they're doing. We do this shit all the time. ETC. 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 For whatever reason, and I was talking to my wife. I was talking to my wife the whole time, and then I was talking to old Eric, who was at the game out there, in which he had a good time, by the way, man. He had a damn good time. I don't know why I never panicked in the game. I never ever panicked. Those touchdown throws by Peyton Thorne, in which I thought Peyton Thorne threw way more touchdowns than that. Come to find out, he didn't. I could have sworn he thrown like 4 touchdowns, but Peyton Thorne only threw 2 touchdowns. It was the running back, Jaquez Hunter, that ran for 3 touchdowns, right? But back to the 2 long throws for the touchdown. We all knew coming into this game that Cam Coleman was going to be a problem. However, he had Peyton Thorne throwing him the ball. The Peyton Thorne last year, that wasn't the Peyton Thorne this year. And it was what it was. But this is the SEC on the road at night, okay? And Ole Miss can tell you about it, right? Because they had to go out there. They had to go out there in Death Valley, and they lost to LSU in overtime. So it's kind of like, yeah, man, we see how it feels, right? LSU and Auburn is not the same. It is not the same team. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just the road environment at night. But if you guys would have told me that A&M would have been down 21-0 at Jordan-Hare at night, and they came back to lose this game in overtime, in which they took the lead in the fourth quarter, and it was 31-28. Some way, somehow, I don't know how that defense broke down like that. But then again, I do. And we're going to talk about it in just a little bit here. But Auburn came back, man, and they won the football game because of Amari Daniels dropping the football, right, with the 2-point conversion. I'm here to say, anybody who's blaming Amari for losing that damn game, you're crazy as hell, man. You are freaking crazy, okay? You are absolutely crazy. You got to stop doing that. That's not on one man. This is a team sport. This loss is on everybody. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all. I'm just very disappointed in the outcome that this team has given us on the road at night. South Carolina, right? We go into that football game, and it's a reason to why I always tell you guys this here. And I've been saying this for every game that has been played because of the simple fact of that I know who this A&M team is offensively. The problem is defensively, they're starting to confuse a lot of us. But this team offensively, I know who they are. Texas A&M. And I say this with much pride, and I say this all the time, and I don't know if you guys be listening to me or not. But I say it. And I start off with this here, with every game. If A&M is up by 10 points, they have the potential to blow this game wide the hell open. Right? They have the absolute chance to blow this all over. If A&M is not up by 10 points, right? And I'm sorry, if A&M is up by 10 points in the first quarter, they have the opportunity to blow this game dead smack open. If A&M is not up by 10 points in the first quarter, it's going to be a ball game. It's going to be a ball game. And I've said this for each and every game now. I have not skipped a beat on these games, man. I have not skipped a beat. They have to be up by 10, but that's only if A&M puts it all together, in which they've done it before. They put it together against Missouri, and they took that team to the woodshed. I say, man, if A&M is up by 10 in the first, they're going to dog walk them. They've done it with Mississippi State, up by like 10, I think. But then again, I think that game was like 7 to like 14 or something like that. But they dog walked Missouri like crazy because they were up by 10, and then come halftime, it was 24-0. This is what you have to do if you're A&M. You got to do that, man. Why? Because how the way you're set up defensively right now, something is going on. I don't think this defense is bad by all means, but something is going on, okay? And the offense has to continuously help that defense out. Defense has to continue to help offense out. The halftime adjustments is always going to be our best friend because Mike Elko is one of the best in the business at telling his coaches, now his coaches, hey, you guys got to adjust at halftime. Once again, this game was up 21-0 in the first quarter and a half. 21-0 Auburn. Texas A&M comes back. Texas A&M comes storming back and gets 7 points on the board before they go into halftime. That's crazy to me, man. That is very, very crazy to me. Texas A&M winning halftime 21-7. Good drive, set up 7 points. It's a lot of points that Texas A&M left on that field because the simple fact of that they got down there to the red zone, they threw an interception, and then they missed the field goal. A&M had the chance to beat that team. They had a chance to beat that team, man, early. But things just didn't go their way. That's just how football works at times, man. It didn't go your way at the time. So they put the 7 points on the board, going to halftime. They come back out of halftime, and they just looks like they look like a totally different team because of halftime adjustments that they made. And I don't think the person that needs to be getting a lot of credit, I really don't think he's getting a lot of credit. Marcel Reed deserves a ton of credit for putting that game on his back and doing the best that he could. All right? I'm going to repeat that once again. Marcel Reed deserves a ton of credit for coming out there, putting that team on his back, and doing the best that he could. Okay? This game could have turned into the South Carolina game all over again. All over again. They didn't let it happen this time. That I can honestly say they did not let it happen. And Jordan Hare is a bit more tougher to play in than Columbia, South Carolina. Okay? And that's just what we know from playing that team like that. So Marcel Reed ended the day 297 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't know what else you want Marcel Reed to do. I don't know what else you want him to do. He can't play defense, right? He absolutely can't play that side of the ball. So there's nothing else left for Marcel Reed to do. Only thing that Marcel Reed needs to fix is the timing. That's it. But every game that we've watched since the start of November, Marcel Reed has gotten a little bit better. I think in this Texas game, man, I think Marcel Reed is going to have a field day in that Texas game. And this is going to be one of the best damn defenses he's played against since South Carolina. This is going to be one of the best that he's played against. However, Hugh Freeze was good. Hugh Freeze was good as hell. Okay? That Hugh Freeze Auburn team, they were 4-6. A lot of people are going to clown us, in which they have the right to do. But nobody can say that they expected A&M to come back in this ball game and make that game a game when it was literally 21 to freaking nothing, man. It's nobody that can tell me that. A lot of person that needs to get a lot of credit, right, is Colin Klein for making his adjustments. I saw some dumbasses out there say this and that about Colin Klein and what he's done and stuff like that. Guys, that is stupid, man. That's totally bogus. What else do you guys want Colin Klein to do? Okay? He can't get in there and get in the damn offense himself. So at the end of the day, his team has to go out there and do it. Credit to that guy for making that second half adjustments, man, and keep on going. Keep on going. So Amar Daniels looked good, right? That man rushed for 90 yards up against a defensive line that already wasn't letting runs go by them anyways all night. Marcel Reed, give me 1 second. But Marcel Reed, right? Marcel Reed, he ran the ball 21 carries, 66 yards. He got sacked 4 times, though. He did get sacked, right? He got sacked. But the guy I want to give a lot of credit to receiving the football, man, is Noah Thomas. Noah Thomas, man, welcome back to the party. I love that because we've been saying this. We've been saying this. Noah Thomas needs to be the playmaker that we all know that he can be. He showed that in that game, man. For him to catch that slant route, it's going. And man, I'm giving out a lot of credit here after a damn loss. Please do not misconstrue this, though. Do not misconstrue this and think that I'm applauding A&M for quote unquote being mediocre. I'm not doing that, but I'm giving credit where it's due, right? Credit to the strength and conditioning coach, man, Tony Moffitt, for just making these kids an ounce faster. An ounce faster, man. Noah Thomas is faster than what he was on last year. He's gotten faster. Amar Daniels is faster than what he was on last year. Le'Veon Moss is faster than what he was on last year. If only we could have seen Ruben Owens, man, play this year. If only, and it has to be an if, because the guy is hurt. But if only we could have seen Ruben Owens play this year. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, and a lot of people aren't saying this, but I think Ruben Owens is going to play in this damn Texas game. I really do. I think he's going to play next week. And if that guy comes in there and he plays, that whole entire atmosphere is going to get out their seats, man. They're going to get out their seats. Texas' head is going to be spinning, but somewhere in my brain, I know that Texas knows that Ruben Owens may be out there. And that's something that's going to kind of spark their eyes because it's going to be like, well, shit, he's here. Let's play ball. But back to this Auburn game, man, Noah Thomas is fast, man. I did not know Noah was that fast. Shout out to Noah Thomas, man. I did not know that you were that fast, young man. For you to catch that slant and burn up the field like that, I get it. No safeties was back there. You better burn up the field. But for him to catch that and go down the field, for you to catch that touchdown when you were one-on-one with your defender on a fade route, we've been wanting to see that from these wide receivers. Back to, hey, shout out to everybody in the podcast right now, man. Shout out to Dominique Green. That's that is Donovan Green's dad, by the way. Just to let you guys know again, man. But shout out to him, right? But and to be honest with you, man, I think a lot of people are gonna come out by surprise in this game. I am waiting to see Donovan Green like crazy. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And I think maybe in this game, man, I think Colin Klein is going to go in this bag. I think Colin Klein is going to go into his bag of tricks. I don't know what the hell those tricks may be, but I think Colin Klein is going to go into his bag of tricks, and he's going to pull out some haymakers. He's going to pull out some haymakers. But, yeah, man, but Noah, man, for Noah to go up and make those catches like he did on last Saturday, you're going to need that in this Texas game. You're going to need that, right? And a lot of people are going to rewind that clip of Mike Elko making one of the biggest mistakes, but, man, he's human. Because Texas was on his mind because you guys talking about it, and he just answered the question about Texas. But he said, yeah, you know, hey, man, we're focused on Texas. No, not Texas, I'm in Auburn. They're going to keep on rewinding that clip. That was all Auburn needed to hear. That was all the media needed to hear, and they took it and they spunt it. And they spunt it around to where it's crazy. It's crazy because it gave Auburn all the motivation that they needed. Guys, you can't script this. I don't know why they love to do A&M this way, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But Noah Thomas, man, I love how the way he high-pointed that football. He was 5 catches for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. I love that, man. You have to keep that going, okay? You got to keep that rolling. It's no reason to slow down on that at all. None at all. Let's keep on going. Ja'Day Walker. Ja'Day, welcome back. Welcome back, Ja'Day. And Ja'Day, you have to keep on going, man. You got to keep on getting involved out here. You got to, okay? The tight ends, Trey Watson, you guys, man, y'all guys got to run around and make some plays. You got a mobile quarterback, and the thing that I didn't like, and I can tell they changed it at halftime, Marcel Reed wasn't being mobile. Marcel Reed was being a pocket passing quarterback, and that's not his style. That's not his style. I understand what you were trying to do, but Marcel Reed's not a pocket passing quarterback. Let him go. Let him go. Okay? Let him go. Let him go do his thing. That's how he's gotten here, and this is how he's going to go going forward. Okay? So let him be. Don't slow him down because there's no reason to. Let him be. All right? But at the end of the day, man, the offense, they gave it their all. They gave it their all. They couldn't give any more than what they gave, okay? But I do like how the way they came back, and they showed everybody around the country, man, if you guys are going to beat us going forward, then you actually got to beat us, okay? We can be down 21-0. Not saying that that's going to happen again. I hope it doesn't happen again. But they can be down 21-0, and they can come back and potentially win that football game. That showed a lot of grit right there. I was one of the biggest Jimbo supporters. I can tell you this right now, Jimbo would have never come back being down 21-0. I guarantee you that shit. He would have never come back 21-0, man. I don't know what that was, but Jimbo isn't here anymore. Credit to Mike Elko for getting up. Getting up, okay? All right. So now we move along to the defensive side of football. The defensive miscues. You guys forgive me on that. The defensive breakdown. Number one, the backfield got tortured. All right, and I say that because at the end of the day, man, those guys gave up 300 yards. I want to say 1/3 of that 300 yards, that just came to Cam Coleman and the other little guy, in which I can't think of his name for whatever reason. That literally came to them. Okay? And those were just big pass plays. One of them passing plays, Cam Coleman was wide the freak open. Wide open. Okay? I'm not sure why Cam Coleman got that wide open, but he was. That's just defensive breakdowns, defensive miscues. We haven't seen that all season long. Anybody who's coming here and saying, oh, well, they've been doing that all season long. No, they have not. No, they have not. Okay? South Carolina, they did not give up big passing plays like that. They did not, people. They did not. This game here, they literally gave up big passing plays. I'm talking about in chunks. They gave it up in chunks. They gave up like a 60-yarder, then a 50-yarder, and then like a Another like 60 yards or something like that, man. It was too many big passing plays going above their head into the guy's hand. I'm not sure of where the miscommunication came at. All right, I'm not sure. But they have to do better than that on the back end. I think it was a lot of guys overrunning a lot of things. It was just too many guys overrunning the plays. They just, man, they have to slow down. Like I say, they made some adjustments defensively in that second half. They did. They honestly did. But it was just guys overrunning gap assignments. It was guys overrunning their actual looks in the backfield. I'm going to tell you right now, man, Peyton Thorne is not a good quarterback. But he looked good against us, right? So it is what it is. But Peyton Thorne is not a good quarterback, people. But like I say, he looked good against us, so we'll give him his credit. I think Cam Coleman is going to be a problem for years. And I said this before the Auburn game. I say, man, Cam Coleman is going to be a problem for years. And I know this. Wasn't expecting him to be a big problem in this game, but he showed up and he showed out. Okay? He did. Regardless if he got open down the field or what, he showed up, he showed out, he caught the football, he didn't drop. Guys have to continue to play ball until the last minute goes away. We have to play consistent football, period. Okay? We cannot let our guards down. We cannot. We just honestly cannot. I think the linebackers, like I say, I think the linebacking play, it wasn't all that good in this game. There was a lot of guys that just overran some things, and they didn't get the tackle. Tackling was not good. Again, tackling has become an issue for whatever reason, but tackling has become an issue. They have to fix that. They have to fix that. This defensive line, right? And we have one of the best defensive lines in the damn country. For whatever reason on the road, this defensive line has not looked good at all. But you can credit a lot of that to these referees not throwing any flags on these guys holding these defensive line. I'm not giving that as an excuse, but you can credit these refs for not calling no holding calls in back-to-back road games that we played in so far. It has been no holding calls. It has been no below the knees calls. It has been nothing, man, that blows my mind. Somebody posted out an insane stat and said it hasn't been a call against the A&M. No, it hasn't been a call on offensive linemen against A&M's defensive line since Bowling Green. That's crazy to me. That's crazy and that's insane. I don't know what that's saying for the officiating crew out here reffing these games. But that's bad, man. That's very, very bad because these kids are going out here and they're doing what they're supposed to do. You referees, you guys got to step up and start throwing some damn flags already. You have to. You have to, man. We have freaks on this defensive line. Nick scored a name. I didn't even much hear his name. Shamar Stewart, I didn't hear his name. I saw Shamar Turner make a tackle, but that was about it. I saw Cassius Howell. He got out there and he made a couple of plays. But if you guys are sitting up there and telling me that these offensive linemen aren't holding Texas A&M at all in none of these games since Bowling Green, then that's a flat-out ass lie. That's a flat-out ass lie. And you guys that's officiating these games, you guys need to go back and look at some film. Okay? You have to go back and look at some film, man. You guys cannot keep doing these guys like that. That doesn't make any damn sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't. Yeah, hey, Theo did drop the ball. Yes, he did. And that drop by Theo did hurt. It hurted a whole lot. But a couple of these guys dropped the ball in this game, okay? But, man, that defensive line, man, I still feel like that defensive line is going to make an impact, because the first thing that any opponent is doing is they're looking at the defensive line and they're saying to themselves, how can we neutralize the defensive line of Texas A&M? Because they have so much speed. Speed may have started becoming an issue because they're overrunning some of these plays. They absolutely are. So I do think A&M is going to have to slow down. They're going to have to slow it down just a little bit, man. They're going to have to slow down. And right when they get there, man, they're going to have to start turning these corners and getting to these quarterbacks. Okay, I think they got like 2 sacks in this game, which was good. But you guys know A&M just like I know A&M. These guys need way more sacks than that. It should have been way more sacks accumulated, period. Okay? So that's all I will say on that. All right? I don't have a lot to say about the defensive line, because the defensive line has not been bad. It's just nobody's calling any flags. And we sit up here and we watch all 4 quarters, and a lot of people that are saying, hey, man, the defensive line play got to step up. You guys are the same ones that's looking at the same thing I'm looking at, and you're getting mad. I know you are, and you're cussing at the TV and saying, come on, man, you got to call that hold. You have to call that hold. But they're not calling it. So it is what it is. I mean, hell, we can't cry about it. All we can do is say, switch up the defense. Switch up the defense, start calling blitzes from your linebacker unit. And just see how that turns out, see how it works, and then keep on going from there, okay? All right, so to all the guys that have lasted through this entire podcast so far, now it's time to get to the Texas game, right? It's time. It's time. And all I want to say to Texas is, gigging. Horns down. It's time. It's time. It's a week freaking 14. I've been waiting on y'all asses all season, because y'all do a lot of this. You do a lot of this. And now we're going to see if your ass can back it up. Oh, we're going to see. Yeah, you're going to have to come out here and you're going to have to prove it to us, the SEC, and everybody else around the damn country. It's time. It's time. So what are we looking at in this game? What are we seeing? I go back 2 years ago. If I ain't mistaken, that was 2 years ago. I go back 2 years ago when I made the podcast, and a lot of you guys that have been around, y'all remember this here. So big bad Texas Longhorns wants to come home to the SEC. Huh? Because they say that A&M has been riding everybody's coattail while being in the SEC. Well, we're here to tell you, right here and right now, we ain't riding nobody goddamn coattail, because guess what? This game, this Saturday, this determines who goes to the SEC championship. So coattail my ass. You're going to coattail your ass in here or in Kyle Field. Yeah, it's time. It's time. And who would have ever thought that Texas and Texas A&M would be playing for the SEC championship game berth? You know who thought that? You know who thought that? For the guys that's been watching the podcast for so long, you want to know who thought that? I did. I told your ass it was going to happen a long time ago. And here we are. Here we are, fighting for that rightful lead spot to be in the SEC championship. How dare it comes against the biggest rival, in which, in our mind, you guys said we on the rival no goddamn ways, but we gonna find out this Saturday, aren't we? This is time. It's put up or shut up. And you got to prove something. Guess who else got to prove it? Us as well. Us as well. I'm going to go ahead and tell you who's going to win the game. I said we should have won the game last week. But guess what? We didn't win that one. That's bad news for Texas Longhorns. Because not only is this a rival, not only is this a spot to be in the SEC championship game, but this is a spot to get some payback for losing that game last week. Oh, they're mad. They're upset. They know who they got this week. Ironically, this game happens because Alabama goes down. Shout out to Oklahoma, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Oklahoma, shout out to you. We thank you guys for doing everything you had to do. Okay? We thank you guys for that. We knew you guys was going to fit in somewhere in this conference. And guess what you did? You went out there and you beat big old bad Alabama at home, in which was a blowout, by the way. So now, Oklahoma, you've gotten your shot at Texas. Georgia, you got your shot at Texas and you beat them. Kentucky, you just got your shot at Texas. Vanderbilt, you got your shot at Texas. Florida, you got your shot. Arkansas, you done the same. Right? Mississippi State, you had your chance with them. Now it's our turn. Now it's our turn. Now it's time for big old bad little brother. Now it's time for big old bad little brother, which is A&M, right? We're little brother any goddamn ways. Who are we? Oh, we're just somebody that's playing for a spot in a championship game. So guess what? It's bigger than this damn rivalry. It's for a spot for the goal, right? I told you all season long that one game A&M was going to win, period, was against Texas. That was a for sure enough win to me. And I'm still locking that in as a win till this day. Nothing has changed with me at all. Nothing. So what are we looking at, J Pops? What are we looking at here? What's going to have to happen? What is going to have to happen in this game for Texas A&M to win? Number one, if A&M goes up by 10 points, I know a lot of y'all out there laughing. If A&M goes up by 10 points, Texas A&M absolutely has a chance to blow this ball game all away. They have the chance to blow Texas ass out. If A&M is not up by 10, this is going to be a ball game. If A&M is down by 10, this is going to be a ball game. If A&M is down by 21, I'm not going to come on here and speak that nonsense. If A&M is down by 21, then guess what? A&M may just go ahead and lose this game. But guess what? They're not. They're not going to be down by 21. They're not going to be down by 21 at all. It's a lot of those plays that went across their head. I think they're ready for those plays in this game. They're ready for those plays in this game. They've gotten up to a slow start in all 3 games in the month of November so far. It blows my mind. It blows people around the world mind. But guess what? We're here. I see somebody asking, is Scooby still hurt? He should be good for this Texas game. He should be good. Hold on. Give me 1 second. But Scooby Williams should be good for this game. He should be. All right? All those cornerbacks that went down in that Auburn game, they're going to be back. It's a reason to why we kind of couldn't stop nothing in the back end. Right? I'm telling you guys this right now. It's a reason to why we couldn't stop nothing in the back end because, number one, Will Lee went down. Will Lee had went down. But that's okay. He's back for this game. All right? The other guy, in which I can't think of his name right now, he also went down. But guess what? He's back as well. So we're in this ball game. And I said this, and I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. A&M is up by 10. Mark it. Okay? Mark it down. If A&M is up by 14, you better damn sure mark that down. Oh, it's going to be a fool. Okay? If A&M is up by 21, that shit going to turn into the Missouri game. I'm letting you guys know what I know right now. That game will absolutely be the Missouri game that was played. The thing about it is this here. I know that Texas is not going to be that team. All right? Number one, they have a damn good cornerback over there, in which will go first round, by the way. I know he will. They have a damn good defensive lineman, in which I wanted, by the way, which is Colin Simmons. I wanted him. Trust me, the entire A&M fan base wanted him. We all know about you, right? We know about you, man. We're not crazy. Anthony Hill, we remember. I'm going to say this once again. Anthony Hill, we remember. We remember. And that's fine because you had to do what you had to do. But Anthony Hill, we remember. It's not going to be an easy game for you. It would not be an easy game for you at all, man. But we remember. It's a lot of those guys over there. We remember, buddy. Trust me. This state is hectic when it comes to recruiting. In Texas and Texas A&M, although Texas was down for those last few years, they've always went at it with one another for recruiting. Guess who another one out there? Bryce Anderson. They remember. Texas knows Bryce. They remember. You don't think they're going to target him? I know they are. They're going to target him a lot. You don't think we're going to target Anthony Hill? We remember. Oh, and how could I forget? How could I forget Malik Muhammad? Malik Muhammad, we remember, buddy. We remember. We wanted you. You didn't commit to us. You committed to Texas. We wanted you, man. We remember that. Okay? That's fine. It's a lot of those guys over there. That's fine. That is fine. We're here, though. We're here. All right? So this is how it's looking right now, right? Offense versus defense here. A&M's defense, right? They rank like number 56, I believe. Texas's offense rank like number 15, if I'm not mistaken. Like number 15 or somewhere in the like that top 25, maybe number 24. That's a real big disadvantage. What have I seen lately? I've seen the same thing you guys have seen. Quinn, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, buddy. Don't think for a second that defensive line is finna continue to look like how they had looked. We're coming for you, buddy. We are coming for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I've been watching. I have been watching. And I'm here to tell you right now, on the road, I've been watching. That offensive line, I said this, and I mean what I say. That offensive line play is going to make a difference. We know you got the best offensive line in the country. We know you do. I'm sorry. We know you got one of the best offensive lines in the country. We know you do. We got one of the best D-lines in the country. Y'all know that as well. Your D-line against our offensive line. We're going to see. But Quinn, we're coming for you, buddy. We're coming for you. Jaden Blue, we're coming for you, buddy. We are coming for you. We remember. We remember everything. All right? This is a spot. This game would not be taken lightly. This is a spot. We've been here. You guys have just gotten here. I'm going to say that again. We've been here. Y'all have just got here. All of the jokes that y'all been throwing out there, Kyle Umlad, right? Kyle Umlad, I remember. What's the other guy out there, man? I can't think of his name right now, and I don't have my phone with that Twitter so I can look him up. But you guys know what I'm talking about. We remember. So, like I said, my points for this game, right? My honest points for this game. And a lot of people think this game is not going to be high scoring. I'm here to tell you. Texas A&M 35. Texas A&M. Texas 21. And I'm going to say it once again. Texas A&M 35. Texas 21. What you seen in that Auburn game? That was a trick from out of the bag. And that defense just gave up a lot of yards passing that football. They gave up a lot of yards, man. But my prediction here at home and where I feel the most safe is at, 35-21 Texas A&M. Okay? 35-21. I'm telling you guys this right now, man. Do not be surprised if you see Ruben Owens out there in that game. I'm telling you this right now. Do not be surprised at that. I believe Ruben Owens comes in this football game. I'm gonna go ahead and give Noah. I'm gonna say Noah is gonna catch. I'm gonna say Noah is gonna go over 100 receiving yards in this game. It just means that much more to him and to everybody else. Somebody talking about y'all crazy if you think you're gonna score more than 24. I'm here to tell you this, homeboy. This is our stadium. This is our stadium. You're crazy if you think you're going to come in here and score 24 points. Nobody in the SEC has come in here all year and scored over 24 points. The only ones that got close to doing it was LSU. And the other one was Notre Dame, and that was it. But Notre Dame in any SEC. Everybody else that's been an SEC opponent that is coming to this stadium, Kyle Field, and this is our second SEC night game. They've lost. They've lost. I'm going to tell you once again, everybody that is coming here into this stadium, SEC night game this year, they've lost. They've lost. You're facing the best defense in the nation, Jay. We coming. I know you are. We know you're coming. You're facing one of the best fan bases in the nation. You better make sure you show up. You're facing one of the best fan bases in the nation, and I guarantee you they're going to make a difference in this game. Quinn Ewers and that offensive line, it's going to be a lot of false starts, man. It will be a lot of false starts, and where it's going to be a 1st and 10, that 1st and 10 is going to turn into 1st and 15. We've been here. We've seen it before. We've seen it before. A&M doesn't have that type of offense. You sure, man? Because A&M at home, and I'm going to say this for everybody in the back that doesn't, calculate the stats like that and just look at it. A&M against SEC opponents at home this year, they've scored 39.5 points in both of those ball games. I'm going to say it again. A&M at home this year against SEC opponents, they have scored 39.5 points. That's their average. Defensively, A&M at home has given up around, 17. A&M at home against SEC opponents this year has given up only 17 points average. That's it. And for this game here, that game is going to be super, super loud. Already know what Quinn is going to come in and do. Already know what Sark is going to do. They're going to come in and they're going to quick pass this football. They're going to pass the football quickly. Already know this. Already know this. Quinn is going to come in. He's going to take a couple of shots quick. He's going to get the ball out quick. He's going to hut quick. The problem is that will this offensive line have a hard time snapping that football on time and not getting any false start penalties? Will they have a hard time doing that? Yeah, we've seen Alabama coming in here, right? Yeah, we've seen Bama. Bama came in here and they won a couple of them. Hell, they won a lot of them. Bama came in here for 2 night games and almost lost 2 of them. One was against the Kevin Sumlin team where they almost lost. And then the actual loss came against Jimbo Fisher. Texas is coming in here as the number 3 ranked team. We already know what chances you guys got. But you guys also know that we're fighting for the same chance. We want the same thing. We want a berth. We want a berth. We also want bragging rights. Both teams want bragging rights. But also both teams want a national championship and they want a spot in these playoffs. So it starts Saturday. Just like Billy Lucci and David Nuno said on the show today. If you're Texas A&M, your SEC championship and playoff game is this Saturday. It starts now. That starts. This is the biggest showdown in Texas and Texas A&M history on the football field. This is the biggest showdown. We've seen it in baseball. with those two playoff playoff games, and now we're witnessing in football and where these guys got to battle it out. Winner takes all. Winner takes all. It has never been a football game up to these higher standards than where it is right now today. This is the game, baby. This is the game. So, like I say, man, we're coming. A lot of these guys are gonna have to make some damn plays out here. But I'm going 35-21. I'm going 35-21. All right. A lot of you guys are going to tell me that I'm wrong, and that's fine, being that I was wrong about the Auburn game yesterday. On last Saturday, and then I was wrong about the South Carolina game. I know this, but you have not heard me be wrong about these up 10 points. A&M needs to go up 10 points. Texas needs to go up 10 points. That's it. That's it. It's going to be a battle, man. I think Marcel Reed will be the difference maker. I think he will. On the field, offensively, I think Marcel Reed will be the difference maker because Marcel Reed is going and going and going. I think Marcel Reed goes for over 300 yards in this ball game. This is going to be the first game where Texas has gotten somebody to at least go over 300. That hadn't happened all season. I think it happens this game. Like I said before, Quinn Ewers hasn't been good on the road, but we're going to see. We're going to see. I think Quinn Ewers, passing stats on the road, one of them was like 169, I think against Arkansas. Yeah, we're not playing the LSU defense. I know this part, man. Trust me, I know. I know that Texas defense is going to come in there ready. I just said Marcel Reed is going to be a difference maker. It's going to be a lot of things that Texas is going to swear up and down that they've seen that they haven't seen. So, but Quinn Ewers' numbers isn't garnering anything. I also think this here. Texas hasn't lost a road game since 22. That's fine. That's fine. Texas A&M hasn't lost a home game against an SEC opponent none this year. Unless I'm missing something. So it's a tale of two tapes here. It is a tale of two tapes. One is going to have to lose. But like I say, man, Quinn hadn't looked good on the road, but I also think Quinn Ewers is hurt. A lot of you guys, it's a lot of you Texas fans out there that does know this, but I do think Quinn Ewers is hurt. He just hasn't looked good. There's no doubt about it. He'll come in this game and he's probably gonna look phenomenal. To be honest with you, but we're gonna see what Quinn is gonna do because this game is gonna rest on Quinn Ewers' shoulder. And if Quinn can't get out there and perform, then guess what? This game is gonna get ugly. This game is gonna get real ugly if Quinn Ewers can't perform. Because I noticed you guys keep on talking about the defense, but had nobody came on here and said anything about Quinn Ewers. Unless you guys know something that I don't know. Is Arch Manning playing? Because the Quinn Ewers that I've been seeing, I haven't been impressed. I have not been impressed. I don't think those bubble screens are going to beat anybody down to the T. I do think Marcel Reed has been looking like the better quarterback lately. It's just the thing about Marcel Reed is that Marcel Reed doesn't have that much experience like that. It's Quinn Ewers, duh. I saw the comment go away, but I saw you posted you went into Bama and you beat them at night. Laugh out loud. Man, I'm here to tell you this here. This ain't Alabama, man. This is not Saban Field. This is Kyle Field. This is Kyle Field, my guy. And this is a night game. I understand we lost against Notre Dame at that start of the season. I understand that part. That loss to Notre Dame that they took at Kyle Field, they took that serious, man. They took that very serious. So you're saying Colin Simmons and Ant Hill and have Marcel Reed and hell. I think Texas A&M defensive line is going to have Quinn Ewers in hell. And you have yet to come on here and tell me about Quinn Ewers. I want one of you Texas fans that are on here, because I know you guys on here. I want one of you guys to come on here and tell me, what do you think Quinn Ewers is going to do in this football game? Do you think Quinn Ewers will be the difference maker, or do you think Quinn Ewers will do just enough? Damn that. A&M fans, I'm shit. A&M, man, where y'all Aggies? Come on, talk to me. I'm trying to answer some questions here. If you guys got any questions, hey, feel free. We're gonna stay on here for about 10 more minutes. Come on, let it rain. Let it rain. Give me something. Let me go on here. I see somebody said we need to be ready for Quinn Ewers and Arch. That is true. That's all the way true. We need to honestly be ready for Arch Manning. And if I'm Mike Elko, if I'm Colin Klein, if I'm Jay Bateman, I'm telling everybody, hey man, get somebody on the scout team to get out there and do a couple of things that Arch Manning does. Because we need to be ready. Because truth be told, Arch Manning is who we're going to face going forward. It's not going to be Quinn Ewers anymore. Can A&M pass on us, though? We got 2 lockdown defensive backs in Malik and Darren. So, I honestly think they can. I think Noah Thomas can go up and get the football. I honestly do. Now, he's going to have Barron on him. It isn't going to be no damn Muhammad holding Noah Thomas. This I know for sure. So, but I do think Noah Thomas will get the better of Barron on that night. But I also think nobody is going to account for the tight ends. I think our tight ends will have a hell of a night. I honestly do. I honestly think the tight ends will have a hell of a night. And people got to remember, Texas A&M is a top 5 third down team. When it gets to third downs, even with Connor, this team was damn good on third downs. But also, what a lot of people aren't talking about, Texas A&M has the number 2 red zone offense in the country. And we couldn't say that for a long time. We could not say that for a long, long time. Texas A&M is one of the best teams in the country in the red zone. So, yeah, I know the problem is, can we get up to the red zone? Can we get up there? Has Texas played a mobile quarterback besides Diego? The only one that comes to mind is the Georgia quarterback, Carson Beck. He's the only one that's mobile. He's not mobile like that, but he's the only one. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this. So I see somebody put on there, and shout out to these guys, man. So Peter the Great, shout out to you. I do see that you're a Texas fan, right? You said that Noah ain't got nothing on Barron or Malik Muhammad. I'm going to tell you now, if they put Malik Muhammad on Noah Thomas is going to burn that guy all night. He's going to burn that guy all night long, and I do think he's going to catch the ball over him. I honestly think that. A guy that no one is talking about, and which will probably have a monster game, is Ja'Day Walker and probably Terry Bussey. I do think Terry Bussey will have a couple of throws where he'd be like, man, I don't know how he caught that, but he did. Type deal. I honestly think that. Let me see something else here. Oh yeah, so the other mobile quarterbacks that Texas went up against was Arkansas mobile quarterback and also Oklahoma's mobile quarterback. And yeah, they stopped them both. They did. They stopped them both. And they got to Taylor Green a lot. But in that game, Taylor Green was just kind of like all over the place. Jackie McCardell Jr., Terry Bussey. Terry Bussey does scare me. Terry Bussey does scare me. Yeah, so Jackie McCardell Jr., Terry Bussey does scare me a lot. So, can't lie. So I'm going to assume that you are a Texas fan, right? And that's fine. But I believe Terry Bussey is like the undefined energy probably going forward in this game. And like I say, man, it's going to be some guys in this game where you be like, man, I don't know where that's been all season. I don't know where that has been all season long. But you got to remember, Texas wanted Terry Bussey bad. LSU wanted him bad. I'm hearing you say, hey, Colin Simmons is finna eat Peter the Great. Man, Colin Simmons is going to have at least one sack in this game. That I know for sure, right? I know that for sure. And for people in the back that is not familiar with Colin Simmons, which is crazy if you're unfamiliar with him. But Colin Simmons is very good. He's out there from the Dallas area. He came from Duncanville, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Duncanville or DeSoto. But he's going to be good, man. He's going to be real good. And I believe Colin Simmons will make a couple of plays in this game. Will it be enough is the question. Will it be enough? What else we're looking at here? Klein knows what Texas defense is going to bring being at Kansas. So this is the thing that I never ever thought about. Colin Klein is familiar with Texas. I think that's going to be the sole advantage in this game. Colin Klein has seen Texas defense ever since Sark has been there. That's crazy to me. That's crazy that somebody brought that up, and I never ever thought about that. Colin Klein knows how to play this defense. And I think that may be something that may worry Sark. I think that may be something that does worry the defense coordinator because they do know each other. He's seen Colin Klein's offense before, and he knows what that offense is capable of. The issue is this here, in which I want to say, which is probably something to be worried about if you're Texas, is that Colin Klein has better players. He has way better players than what he had at Kansas State. And he knows this is just he plays in a different conference. He knows what's what. So I don't know, man. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy as I don't know what. Also, another thing that I'm leaning on advantage in this game is that Mike Elko never got his shot again at Steve Sarkisian. He remembers what he did to him at Alabama. And what was crazy was that, man, that game was so close going into halftime, and then all of a sudden the offense just broke down, and then the defense started breaking down. It's a lot in this game that I really didn't think about. Mike Elko knows Sark. He knows him, trust me. He knows Sark as, and he knows the type of offense he loves to run. Man, this game is going to be wild. He knows that. I don't want to say this is a revenge game, but he knows what's what. He knows what Sark is going to throw at him throughout this ball game because, let's face it, he beat the dog snot out of them in 2020 with that Alabama offense. He does know that. So, Jay Bateman as well. Jay Bateman has seen Sark's offense. Man, this game is so. Like I say, man, A&M has the advantage because they're at home. It's the reason why I'm going with A&M in this game this year. Next year, we're going to see how that season goes. But next year, I kind of already got that game as a loss for Texas A&M at Texas next year. This year, though, man, this game is going to be wild. But, hey, guys, that is it. That's all I have for you guys on today. I'll be back on tomorrow, man. We're not going to run out of everything here, okay? All right, so love all of you guys. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We've been over here for a whole hour. I have to leave and go and get my baby girl. I love all of you. #Gig'emAct.